Okay, for our next movie, we move on to Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming is easily my most favorite MCU movie, which might change on Friday. And before that it was Civil War, and I really don't know what it was before that, but this is easily my current favorite MCU movie. Now, this didn't get a level in the game or a DLC, but I think we should start with that. Or, no, we'll finish with that. So Spider-Man Homecoming came out July 7th, 2017. 7/7/17. And I was in BC on vacation when I saw this one, but we still went to see it anyways because we had nothing to do. And then I saw it a couple months later with my friend when I got back. And then when we went to BC again, I got it for Christmas, so I downloaded it and watched it. And I started to watch it again today, but I don't think I'll need to. I've seen this movie 3 times. It's probably my most watched MCU movie, but it's definitely my favorite. So we start out in New York, next to Stark Tower. I'd go to Stark Tower in this game. I don't think there is one. Where Adrian Toomes, the Vulture, is cleaning up from the Battle of New York. Where is the Vulture? There he is. Not this one. This one. Now, the Vulture, Adrian Toomes, there's no version of that. I can't show you him. But I'm pretty sure he just looks like... his face would just look like this one. I have the minifigure, so I do know what his face looks like. He's cleaning up, and then he gets told his crew can't work on this anymore. The city has bought it out. So,
maybe you've already seen it?
Toomes goes on, and, like, that's the end of that. And then it cuts to 8 years later. Now, that thing kind of messed up the whole timeline, but whatever. And we see, Peter Parker, and he's filming kind of a vlog of what happened during the Civil War thing, and him showing off his new suit, because currently, at that time, he's just wearing this suit, which I have a hoodie of this suit, and this is a really awesome costume. I love this one. So he goes out there wearing this costume, and then he gets, his new suit, which is this one. Whoops. Which is this one, which is actually the main costume you use for Spider-Man in this game, which is pretty awesome. This is, I think it's, the Civil War suit is the same as the Homecoming suit. I think I heard somewhere they're a little bit different, but they're pretty much the same. So he films his vlog, whatever, and he has to quit his academic decathlon team, just focus more on crime fighting. So he goes to stop this bank robbery, which is happening, of these robbers dressed as Iron Man and Thor and Hulk. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure there's a Captain America in there. If there isn't, there definitely is one in the set. The set includes Hulk and Captain America lookalikes. So he pops in and he's like, hey, wait a minute, you guys are the real Avengers. Mr. Stark, you don't need this money. And they're robbing his bank with Chitauri weapons, and they basically blow up the bank. And some of the debris hits this deli that Peter likes to go to. And he saves the guy in the deli and the cat. And then that's it. So Peter, now this is a summary of reading off of Wikipedia. It cuts out actually quite a bit. Anyways, so he goes to a party that he gets invited to by his crush Liz, and he says, oh, I can bring Spider-Man there, because Ned finds out Peter's secret, and he's like, oh, Peter knows Spider-Man. And Oh, why didn't they put Ned in this game? Okay. Anyways, so Peter goes with his Spider-Man clothes under his outfit, and they stay at the party for like 2 minutes, and then Peter notices something sketchy is going on, so he chases down this truck, which is part of a weapons deal being organized by the Shocker, not this guy, because something happens to him. So Peter goes to stop the weapons deal, but it doesn't work, and they drive away in this van, which I also have a Lego set of. I bought both the Lego sets. That's how much I like this movie. So the evil people drive away, and Peter tries to stop them. He pulls the back door off. He puts all this webbing up. The sticker isn't actually there that how's my driving. And the truck doesn't actually, or the van doesn't actually shoot these bullets in the movie. There's no guns in it. Like, there's guns in it for the weapons deal, but no giant guns, mini guns like this. And Peter doesn't stop them, and they get away, and Toombs is mad at this one guy, and he wants to launch him with an anti-gravity gun, but he ends up melting him accidentally. This is Adrian Toombs. This is Vulture's costume. The wings in the actual set are much bigger than this, but I think they wanted to have a smaller version for the minifigure. So it's also much louder. So then Peter has this egg, though, that he found. They call it the tech egg, and him and Ned try and study this tech egg because they think they can do something with it. But they try and whatever, and then the Shocker is tracking it down because they found it, and they need to collect it back.
Ancient martial art or something.
And I also missed out when Peter gets like picked up by the Vulture, and then the Vulture drops Peter down from a high fall, and then Peter falls into the water, and then Iron Man comes and picks him up. And so Peter talks to Iron Man, and he learns that his suit has a dryer. So yeah, so Iron Man pulls him out of the water because he almost drowned in the parachute. But then we find out that it's not actually Iron Man. This isn't the default Iron Man suit in the game. But so he's talking to Peter over the phone because he's at a wedding in, I think it's India, I don't know. And he learns that it's not actually Mr. Stark and whatever. So then that's that. Then they go to Washington because there is it's part of the academic decathlon. They want to track down these weapons guys because they're tracking them because he put a spider tracker on them. And Peter finds them. He like leaves the hotel and he finds them. And then he gets on the truck, the weapons truck. Well, he gets stuck in it because Toombs puts him in there when he was trying to steal stuff. Because Spidey tried to stop him, and then Toombs trapped him in the truck. And so Peter has to. He gets out of the truck when they get there, and he's passed out in the truck. But he's got the tech egg, and he figures out because they disabled the training wheels protocol they had on Peter's suit with like the tracker in it, whatever. But he doesn't know what to do. So he goes to figure out. He does the whole web shooter tutorial, and he finds out everything. And he calls the lady inside his suit Karen. And
if you have your camera with you, dear,
he thinks he's been there for hours, and he asks Karen how long it's been. It's only been 35 minutes. So they do the tutorial, and he gets out, and he's racing to the decathlon. He misses it though, but Ned's got the tech egg in his backpack because he wanted to find it. But he finds out that when there's radiation, they explode, and at the Washington Monument, there's X-rays which give off radiation. So the thing is about ready to detonate, and it blows up when they're in the elevator to go to the top of the Washington Monument. And then Spider-Man has to go in there and break the window, and he's got his web wings, and he saves them. So, yeah, he's a hero, yay, Liz likes that. And so then he goes back to New York, and he finds out another weapons deal from Miles Morales' uncle, who is Spider-Man. He's not in any of the movies yet, but he's one of the Spider-Men. That there's a weapons deal going on a ferry in New York. So he goes and he tries to stop it, and then tons of stuff happens, and the boat that he's on gets cut in half. So he tries to fix it, and he tries to get it back together, but it doesn't work. And I'm pretty sure the Shocker was there. So then Tony Stark comes in. He's actually there this time. And someone just tried to run me over. And he fixes it. And he's like, oh, Mr. Stark is just trying to help. And he's like, no, you gotta stay close to the ground. Be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Sorry, there's no missions for you. Just don't do this. You're gonna get yourself hurt. And he's like, I'm just trying to help, and I need the suit. I was trying to use the suit. I can't exactly remember. When Tony Stark's like, oh, well then, if you're this, then if you're trying to be good, then you don't need the suit, or whatever. So Tony takes away the suit, and now he's stuck with this one. We don't see this for a while though. And he asks Liz to go to the dance, and then they go to the dance, and they're sitting in Toombs' car, and Toombs asks Peter to stay. He's wearing like a tux and whatever. Obviously I can't show that it's not one of the costumes, and there's no regular Toombs, because Toombs is on his way out of town, but he's not actually. So they go to the dance, but Peter leaves his phone in Toombs' car because he thinks he knows what's happening. He knows that Toombs is going to, he thinks he knows where Toombs is going, so he gets Ned to track Peter's phone,
to take a trip to the Antarctic, so
and he grabs his costume, the homemade suit, and they track him down, and the Flash's, dad's brand new car. And then he goes to fight Toombs, and he webs him up, but... Can I web up Toombs?
Apparently there's some kind of exhibition happening up
but
in that
then Toombs cuts it out of it really easily with a knife. And then Toombs, like, throws his wings out, and it misses Peter, and he's like, oh, you missed me. And it cuts down all the pillars, and they all fall down on top of Peter, and Toombs escapes. So Peter's stuck there lying on the ground. He is screaming for help, like he doesn't know what to do, and his mask is falling off. He's like lying on the ground, and he looks at the ground. You can see like half the mask, and then he's like, and he's thinking, I can get myself out of here. I don't need this suit. I can do this. I'm strong. And he's like, come on, Spider-Man, come on, Spider-Man. He's like pushing and pushing, and he finally makes it out of there. And so then he goes to the jet, which is full of Tony Stark's stuff, because he's moving upstate to New York. Because Happy told him that. So Toombs is trying to get this plane, and he goes and fights Toombs on the plane. Then the plane crashes, and then Toombs is trying to pick up some stuff and leave, but Peter's like tying him to the ground. He does not want Toombs to go, because he notices Toombs' wings are about to explode. So Peter saves him, the wings explode. He doesn't steal the tech, and he webs him up, and he's like, hey, I cleaned everything up. I'm Spider-Man. I webbed up Toombs for you. He wrote a little note. He webs up Toombs. There we go. Oh. He doesn't kill Toombs.
I hatch from the egg once more.
That's not what he sounds like. He's actually played by Michael Keaton in the movie. He was also Batman back in the 80s. And he stops Adrian Toombs, and Toombs gets arrested, and Liz has to move to New Orleans or something, I don't know. But she's like, oh, I hope you find out whatever you need to do, Peter. And
If
so
you have your
then
camera with you, dear, I have another
um,
idea for
Peter
a
goes
picture.
home, and there's a bag on his bed. Nobody's home. Just a brown paper bag that says, T.S., this is yours. And it's his suit. I don't know why this guy's not trying to attack me. So he gets his
Nice to see
regular
you.
suit back.
Gets me every time.
And then he's putting it on, and Aunt May walks in, and she says, what the, and then it cuts off, and she's probably gonna say the F word. And that's pretty much a summary of the movie. Yeah, it was a little bit missing a couple things. That's pretty much it. And then there's the end credit scene, which is they're in prison, and the Scorpion goes up to the Vulture, and he says he knows that the Scorpion knows who Spider-Man's identity is, but the Vulture says he doesn't know who it is to protect him safe, because he does know, but he knows it's Spider-Man. He's only 15 in this movie, which is how old I was when I saw it. And because he doesn't want him, he knows he's just a kid, he doesn't deserve to die or anything, so he doesn't tell him his identity. So now let's talk about levels and stuff. So I think if there was a level
really use some help here.
in this game, which there should have been, I would have rather this have a level than Guardians, and I see why they didn't do one for Thor, because the Thor had just come out 2 weeks before this game came out, or like a week and a half, something like that.
Right. What's left to do today?
So they didn't do anything about that.
Time to get to
But if they
training.
did do a level, I think it would either be... Oh, there's a couple scenes it could have been.
If you have your camera with you,
I
dear,
think the...
I have another idea for a picture.
The Washington Monument thing could have been one. It's kind of gotta be like an action one. Maybe the end scene where he's chasing down Tombs, he's trying to pull him down. That'd probably be a good one to be one of the scenes in the movie, instead of chasing them down, being a chase level. That'd be pretty kind of boring. Or maybe stopping the bank robbers, but then there's only 4 enemies to fight. So, yeah. Characters. Let's talk about characters. I think Aunt May should have been one of the characters, because there is Aunt May in this game. This is her. This is not the same one as from the movie. The one from the movie is 54, which some of you kids might be like, oh, she looks like she's 54 or whatever. No, that's much younger, because Tony Stark's like hitting on her and whatever. Yeah, much younger Aunt May would be nice. Ned would have been a cool character. I'm surprised he wasn't even in this game. Michelle would have been a cool character. We got Iron Man, we got the Vulture, we got the Shocker. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and then after, when everything's over and he talks to MJ, I can't kill this guy. He talks to MJ, and Happy Hogan calls him and he goes to the bathroom, and Happy wants to go up New York to talk to Peter about something. So they go, and then Tony Stark tells him, listen, I want to talk to you because the world is out there. They're waiting for a press conference because they're waiting to meet the newest Avenger, which obviously is Peter. And they show him the new Iron Spider suit from the movie, and he sees it, it's cool, and he's like, but I want to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for now. I don't want to do any of that stuff. And obviously, if you've seen the Infinity War trailers, you know he's wearing the suit, so he joins the Avengers. So that would have been a nice costume for this game. It wasn't part of the game, and surprisingly, it's not part of the Infinity War one. I said in the last one I wouldn't say who's in it, but I already told you that Groot was in it. But it's not in this one. But the people making the Spider-Man PS4 game, if you've heard about that, they put out a thing today revealing that there are 2 new costumes coming to the game. The Infinity War one and the homemade suit are both coming to the game. So at least one game studio could do it right. I really like the Iron Spider suit. And I actually I was so disappointed it wasn't in the game, I tried to make my own. That's not it. Hold on. I think it's this one.
You seen that
Yeah.
superhero supply
I tried to make
store?
it. It didn't look too good.
Seems to be in some sort of trouble.
I couldn't find the right torso. I tried with the hands, because the hands and the head are a bit darker, and I added the gold shoulder pads. But he can, this Iron Spider can fly,
Time to
and
get to training.
just like he can in the movie. Iron Spider was in the last game. He has the wall climb. He doesn't have web swing, but he's got... Those are arrows. I thought they were webs. Uh-oh, okay, I gotta change that. He shouldn't be shooting arrows out of his hands. His circle doesn't do anything. He's got a targeting thing. I'm so sorry I didn't notice they were arrows. Another cool character for this, I think that's it, just Aunt May, Iron Spider suit, because it wasn't a spoiler, because it was like 4 months after the movie came out. Aunt May, Iron Spider suit, Ned,
Apparently
MJ,
there's some kind of exhibition
Michelle, I mean,
happening up in that ruined
what you can
building.
call her either.
Man, I do not
And
get that fancy art stuff.
that's it, because we got the Iron Man suit, we got the Vulture suit, we got the Shocker. That's it. So those would have been nice ones, and that would have been the level. Hope you guys enjoy this. My favorite Marvel movie. I'm gonna go and fix this Infinity War Spider-Man costume. Pretty sure his other abilities are up here that I made. He's got strength, super strength, hyper jump, grapple, lift, flight, technology, wall climbing. I can't give him the selfie thing the other Spider-Man has.
All this snow gear
But,
is a waste of
yeah.
money, huh?
I'll see you guys in the next one for Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. So,
Assets
goodbye.
have been-